Cowboys have made their selection in round 2. It is not a linebacker. It is not a running back. It is an edge rusher. Marshawn Kneeland out of Western Michigan. Teaser as I consult my notes. You're going to recognize my player comp. I just now put 2 and 2 together from when I do all these in advance here. I am not as high on Marshawn Kneeland as other people are. And I knew that going in. I would bet Dallas has a second-round grade on the Western Michigan edge rusher. The overall viewpoint here, then we'll go more in depth on him plenty. 6'3", 267, great length, 34.5-inch arms. He is a very talented bull rusher. I think he relies too much on that too frequently. This is your long-term and hybrid replacement. DeMarcus Lawrence help. Cowboys made a big deal about not being a good run-stopping team, and the lack of good run-stoppers at edge rusher beyond Tank Lawrence was a big issue in that. Marshawn Kneeland helps you there. He is one of the better run defenders, especially at edge, in this class, and he has the athletic ability to be a better pass rusher than what he was at Western Michigan. My issue was, despite playing lesser competition and despite being a very gifted athletic ability player, he did not perform and dominate the lesser competition the way I need to see him do that stuff. He is a 90th percentile athlete at defensive end. That's really good, but I would have liked more from that perspective. So I'll go with the pros, the cons, and everything you need to know about Marshawn Kneeland. But first, give me your one-word reaction to the pick here. Good, bad, mad. We're, of course, filming this live, and the grades are not good. Give me your one-word reaction to the Cowboys drafting Marshawn Kneeland in round 2, pick number 56 overall. Let's start the positives. We'll be positive here overall to start, because I don't love it. I had him as on my board. I'll come back to the board rankings. I'll stick with the positivity. Sorry. Really good run defender. You're probably going to have one more year at Tank Lawrence. You don't have edge depth. He will play snaps for you. It's not like you drafted a backup tight end who's going to play 10 snaps a game, 15 snaps a game. He'll play 25, 30, maybe even more snaps per game than that there. He is a very good run defender. That is one of the things he does best. He does not miss tackles. He has the size. He has the frame. He has the length. He profiles as a really good run defender, something you don't have enough of right now along your defensive line in general. Too many times, opposing teams said, let's run left away from Tank Lawrence, and good things happen. He offers edge setting in the running game. And you had, I think, one guy who's good at that in Tank Lawrence at this time. So that's the big argument. But if you're spending a top 60 pick, you need pass rush ability as well. The power is there. He offers the bull rush, and his athletic testing profiles as somebody who can do more than just be an edge-setting run guy. Again, 90th percentile among defensive ends, a 4.75 40-yard dash, a 7.02 three-cone, a 4.18 shuttle, a 35.5-inch vert, a 9.11 broad. All of those things are really good. The athletic profile, the size, the length, the strength, all of it profiles well for Marshawn Kneeland being a key part of your defense. It's that you needed more than what I saw on film as a pass rusher. I know guys like Dane Brugler love him, and he even had him as maybe a round 1 pick, which I was never really on board with from that perspective, for several of the pass rushing related reasons we will get to here in just a moment. But first, a word from today's sponsor, Game Time. Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets. If you are not feeling great and you're anxious about what the Cowboys have done so far, I get it. Game Time is the place to buy tickets to your next big event. It's fast, it's easy, it's simple, and you know you're always going to get a great deal in the same way you don't always know the Cowboys are going to get a good price or a good pick. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get that best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create your account, redeem code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. That link and the code are in the comments section. They'll be in the description as well of today's show. We appreciate Game Time sponsoring us here at the Cowboys Report. The negatives, if we have the stat graphic. I don't know if we do. I know it's had issues with some technical stuff, so I'll read them off if we don't get them, but it's fine. I'm not fully convinced he was the same athletic tester he was on the field, but it was close enough there. He had one of the best individual games this season. He basically single-handedly beat Eastern Michigan. In that game alone, he had 4 tackles for loss and 3 sacks and 1 forced fumble. So if you want to get excited about that, about the Marshawn Kneeland pick, pull up the highlights of him against Eastern Michigan. And that's what he can be. And that is also what I am worried about. You're playing in the MAC. Why didn't you do that every single time? Because the rest of these games, he had 3 tackles for loss and 1.5 sacks. In the other 9 games he played this year, he didn't dominate. His pressure rate was just under 13% this year. So why didn't you dominate? Maybe it's a coaching thing. Maybe that's an issue for Marshawn Kneeland. Not done yet talking about this one here. But do you like this pick? I think I know what the answer is going to be. Y for yes, N for no. Do you like this pick by the Dallas Cowboys? Sound off for me in the comment section of today's video. More negatives. He has missed, you guys are going to hate this part. He has missed 5 games the past 2 years due to calf and elbow injuries. So we can do they took the hurt guy again claim if we want to there. My issue was he never dominated. Playing a lesser competition, you should be a dominant football player. You should have double-digit sacks playing against the Mid-American Conference. You're playing a handful of NFL guys. Why didn't you dominate like that? My player comp. From a size, athletic ability perspective, he's Dorrance Armstrong. Now, I'll tell you guys again, I do these reports, I do these grades, I do these rankings, I do all of these notes months or at least weeks and days in advance, not, of course, knowing who the hell the Cowboys are going to take, whatever. I don't know what the pick is going to be. And I'm not going to adjust my grades to make everyone feel better about what the Cowboys did. So when I write down Dorrance Armstrong, that was done like 2 months ago. And Cowboys take an older version of Dorrance Armstrong, hopefully further along in his development there as well. We have the best Dallas Cowboys draft coverage for you right here on the channel. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button at youtube.com/CowboysTV for all the best Cowboys draft coverage out there. We'll have pick reactions for all the ones that come in this week, grades at the end of each day, and undrafted free agents on Sunday. Give a few more final thoughts here. I had written down trying him at 5 technique and add some weight, but I don't think that makes sense for what Dallas is trying to do, so I'm going to ignore that one there. I am hoping that you can coach him up a little bit. Maybe see if Tank Lawrence can give him some good tips on how to be a more effective pass rusher, because he'll be a rotation guy in year 1. I will say, I don't think this team is sold on Sam Williams. I don't think they are. I think they were mad at him last year. I think he was in the doghouse too often. It's a big offseason for him with Mike Zimmer, because right now it's Micah Parsons. Tank Lawrence, I think for 1 more year, then he's a free agent, probably won't be back. Or if he is, it's going to be in a lesser role on a much cheaper contract. Sam Williams. Do they like Junior Fehoko? He didn't even play last year. It's a Dan Quinn pick. I might try to trade Fehoko if I could, by the way. See if Dan Quinn will give me a 5th rounder back or a 6th rounder back. Not opposed to that one there. Cowboys aren't done yet. They have more picks. They have more options coming up here in a little bit. They've got a mid-third and a late third. Who do you want to draft next? Sound off for me in the comments section of today's video.